Attention! This is how DARPA got your raise. Yesterday I was talking about DARPA, how they created the internet, made it public, but they knew that they would catch your raise. Guess how they will catch your raise? These addictions. How many addictions you got? How much time you got like this? You seen these children? 1, 2-year-old, 2-year-old children in their sleep doing those freaking iPad tablet, freaking algorithm things with their hands. You seen those videos? They knew that. So they weren't worried about a couple people finding out what's really going on, because they knew everybody would be docile, weak, addicted to a bunch of different things. So they would never come together and revolt against these guys and everybody else on top of the system, top of the pyramid. And they knew this for a while. Perfect example is the creation of Las Vegas. I've actually been there once, seeing what the ultimate addiction city of humanity. Who created Las Vegas? It was these Jewish mobsters. They had a good thing going, but they wanted to make a little bit more cash. So they came up with these casinos in the desert. Even the desert plays a role in that. That's a terrible place for a human being to live. Nothing grows in deserts. So think about that. How can you grow? How can you grow fruits in desert? Metaphorically speaking. Anyway, they made some profits with their version 1 casinos, but then they realized if we block the natural sunlight, the profits, they're going up. If we put these blue lit casino machines, whatever they called, with the most NPC musics, you got those things on, those slot machines with bright lights. Even more profit. We put hot girls with their titties and ass out, serving you alcohol, free drinks even if you play like a good boy, like a good addict. You get even more free drinks, even better profits. Last thing, they made buffets. So you don't even have to go outside ever to see the sun. No single sunlight allowed on your eyes, only blue lit lights, man-made lights. So you can eat, you can drink, you can see outside beautiful women. And they get all the money. And these same guys, to my knowledge, they were involved with CIA and stuff, mkultra. So that was basically their experiment to see what makes people really addicted, and then they push it on the masses. These things, this thing that you are watching me right now, this screen, it was no coincidence that they used blue light in this. that kills your dopamine. Kills your melatonin. Makes you more docile. It's no coincidence that they put fluoride in water. Kills your hormones. Makes you more docile. Makes you more obedient. It's no wonder that they want people inside. What does this technology do us? Are we more inside looking at these things? What the algorithm feeds to our minds? Or are we more outside like humans used to be? Almost all day, every day. They used to be out there. We sit in here. And everybody knows the food. Everybody knows the big pharma. These things. Those things must be helpful for you to operate your machine. What are the most common addictions? Food addiction. Everybody's addicted to these junk foods. And that goes deep. They can take a little while to break free. But when you eat like little raw chicken, put that raw chicken in your mouth, get some of that salmon Nutella in your tummy. Yeah. I can 100% say, sincerely say, you can break free from your food addictions easy. After you eating the natural foods that you can get from the farmers or grow yourself in your environment, local food. You eat that for a couple months, even the worst food addictions, they start to go away. And what happens is, those foods that you are now addicted or used to be addicted, they kinda seem disgusting to you. And if you taste them now, the flavors are so chemical, so man-made, so like pretty disgusting. Maybe some of the things maybe not so bad, but even them, they don't give you the same kind of satisfaction anymore when you aren't addicted to them anymore. What else we are addicted? This one is the huge one that I started the video with. Everybody's addicted to the technology. Pretty much everybody. And you basically have to be. Most people's work revolve around these technologies, sitting in offices or whatever. We use these technologies to communicate with other people like I'm doing right now. That can be a little bit positive also, or very positive. That's one of the positive things. But we are so weak, we are so stupid. So we don't really use the technology in a good way. We use it mostly in a bad way. We fight with each other. We go we dive deep into the wrong rabbit holes that lead us nowhere real fast. You get the point. Everybody's addicted to the technology, and that really kills your dopamine, like I said. Blue light, terrible for you. Kills your sleep. Makes you super docile. Weak to do anything about anything that's important in this world. Revolts. No, when we have this shit. What else we addicted to? Sex, obviously, and that ties heavily into these screens, because what's probably the biggest addiction to most young guys, and now even some women and girls, it's the corn. It's like double trouble. You watch pixels in your man-made screens that kills your hormonal system, and your body in general. Again, dopamine. And then on top of that, you're doing this shit or whatever the girls are doing. And then you get super addicted to that. And the old school way of being addicted to sex is probably way better. At least you're doing the real thing. That's more the idea than being addicted to the toxic emotions, traumatic emotions. Most of those people have some deep trauma from the childhood. They probably got abused. And they gotta, in this loop that they wanna feel, they gotta feed on their misery, so to speak. So they run back to some mindless sex with other people, and that obviously leads to heartbreak and all the bad shit. But that's, I don't know which one is better. The modern version, being addicted to the corn and never doing any real sex, or the old school version when you basically men force women to do it or pay women to do it, and the women just cry themselves to sleep. They're both pretty bad. Being addicted to the sex, it's pretty bad. Also, being addicted to your own misery, negative emotions, toxic people, toxic relationships. That's a big one. But you don't have strength if you know what health is about. You don't know what creates health in your body and in your mind. That's that thing right there. And this thing right here. You don't know about that. You just keep feeding in your misery, becoming more apathetic, and nihilistic. Nothing matters anymore. Then it's just crabs in the bucket. You try to bring other people down if you still got a little bit fire, a little bit passion inside of you left. If you don't got that, you just apathic loser, doing fuck all about anything. You can be highly functional, also being super addicted. One big addiction, obviously, money. That's how the Las Vegas shit all started. They got people addicted to the man-made money shit. Luxury. These luxury items, materialism, that in the end, at certain point, doesn't matter at all. When you get your basic resources made, after that, it's who gives a fuck? So these are all the addictions that keep you inside of your little cage. That DARPA, mkultra, CIA, Zionist, the tiny hats, those dudes, royalists, those geniuses, Rockefellers, Rothschilds, those guys, they built that system. For you, they built that cage, and that cage is pretty comfy. But is it really comfy? You're basically dying inside with these addictions. Like, it doesn't feel good. It feels like shit in the end. But you're kinda numb and comfortable. I wanna feel something that wasn't real. However that goes. That Linkin Park guy, maybe he knew something. But how do you break it? It's super simple. Throw this shit in the garbage. Only use it to watch base science videos. Then hop outside there. Get as much sunlight as you can. And honestly, I've been the most amount of time outside since childhood in the last couple months. And I have had some addictions myself, obviously. I'm the product of the modern society myself. Probably not as bad as some of the kids these days. But I still struggle. We all struggle with some of these. I have my struggles. But being outside so much, my diet has been pretty good for quite a while. But the last piece was that outside piece. And I feel like the least addicted version of me that I have since childhood, when we basically didn't have any addictions. Or we started to have them pretty early. For me it was the food first one. I was super addicted to food when I was a child. Maybe that's why I'm so fascinated about different foods and different diets and seeking the truth when it comes to diet. But now I know is diet is not the most important thing. Being outside is the most important thing. And I can sincerely say that it has made me super not addicted. Super not addicted to this mkultra shit that I still was maybe a little while ago. That's the answer. Just being natural human being outside there. That creates those good ass chemicals inside of you, and it blocks this shit. It cancels this shit. You can use a little bit of this, but you are in control. That's the whole point. Break free or die trying.